saw an article in the newspaper talking about oneROOF and their host homes program that they were going to be doing a pilot for. And it was really interesting to me at the time. About a year earlier, my husband had passed away. My kids were both off to school in different areas of the country, and I have a good-sized home. That's where it began. My first youth that I had, I was really excited about the opportunity. We connected right away. Didn't take long before I was kind of over the honeymoon and realizing that, okay, people have been raised differently than my experience and than what my kids would have seen. And I was learning that I needed to navigate the differences in what my expectations were based on what the youth had even been accustomed to. Learning from them. I've always said with my own kids, you learn so much from them. Sit together around the kitchen table, talk at a meal, what's going on in their life at that moment that they're comfortable sharing, and being able to just share some life experiences and know that I'm able to make things a little lighter for them. Whether they're going to be a good fit, are we going to get along? I'm not their parent, but I think we learned to navigate those things fairly early on in each circumstance. That was a concern, and I did have an opportunity where I did meet a youth. That was my very first one, to see how comfortable we were and so on. And the meeting itself went fine, but I wasn't comfortable, and so I made the decision not to host that particular individual. And I felt pretty guilty about that. I beat myself up a lot about it. But in hindsight, I'm a single woman on my own, had never done this before. That other individual was a male. And so I did learn to kind of let that go, and someone else, I'm hoping, would take in the other individual, and they'll have. So yeah, there's your own boundaries and trying to not be beating yourself up about whether you allowed someone in your home or not. But I guess my point is that the oneROOF staff did listen and acknowledge that it really wasn't a good fit, and reassured me not to worry, that individual will get the help they need. I think when it comes to how you manage your household, everyone has different expectations. I have generally, it's a fairly tidy household, but I'm not necessarily the best housekeeper. And so the oneROOF staff had recommended that we, set chores for the youth. I felt guilty a little about having that structure, because that's not something I forced myself to do. If there's a way of adding structure and say this has to be done once a week, when we had a schedule that was clear and defined, it worked much better. All the youth were great at wanting to be helpful where they could. But absolutely, structure was something that I learned it worked better when there was structure. I would say write down if there's anything that you're rolling your eyes about, or just it's like, why would someone do, just write something down to make sure that the next time you have an opportunity for a conversation that you have the conversation, but always being respectful of your own boundaries and respectful of the youth's boundaries. And the youth are very open to talking about these things, as long as they feel that they're respected and they're not being attacked. Again, I recognized a difference in myself when there was someone in the house. I was fine on my own, but I recognized a different energy in myself. I appreciated having the youth here and having the interactions and being able to be a supportive person. they say when you give, you get back. And it just, the timing was right in each circumstance. I've needed short-term commitments, and that those needs arose, and I was able to be there for those short-term commitments. And I think I felt comfortable knowing that I have oneROOF backing me up, that if something doesn't work out, they're going to be able to work with the youth to help them find another solution. If there's something that you're uncomfortable talking about, know that the oneROOF staff are there. They'll talk with the youth one-on-one, they'll talk with the provider one-on-one, they'll talk with us as a group, whatever is going to be the most appropriate thing.